Have you ever noticed that your skin feels a little less supple these days, or maybe your joints aren't quite as nimble as they used to be? I hear this from so many of my friends and viewers, little signs that our bodies are changing as we get older. But here's the good news: there are simple, delicious ways to help our bodies stay strong, flexible, and full of life, and one of the biggest secrets is something called collagen. Collagen is what gives our skin its elasticity, helps our joints move smoothly, and even keeps our muscles and bones in good shape. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less collagen, which is why we might start to feel those changes a little more. But the best part? We can help support our collagen levels by making some smart choices in the kitchen. Today, I want to share with you 8 amazing foods that are rich in collagen or help your body make more of it, so you can keep feeling your best, no matter your age. Before we dive in, let's talk about why this matters so much for us. As we get older, it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good, staying active, and enjoying every day to the fullest. And while there are lots of products out there that promise to turn back the clock, sometimes the simplest solutions are right on our plates. That's why I'm so excited to talk about these foods with you, because they're not only good for you, but they're also easy to add to your meals and snacks. So, let's get started with the first few collagen-rich foods that you might already have in your kitchen. First up, bone broth. Now, I know what you might be thinking: bone broth sounds a little old-fashioned, but trust me, it's making a big comeback for a reason. Bone broth is made by simmering animal bones, usually chicken or beef, for hours, sometimes even days, which pulls out all the good stuff like collagen, minerals, and amino acids. It's like a warm, comforting hug for your body, and it's incredibly easy to make at home or pick up at the store. You can sip it like tea, use it as a base for soups, or even add it to your favorite recipes. I love starting my day with a mug of bone broth. It gives me a gentle energy boost and helps me feel nourished from the inside out. Next, let's talk about salmon. Salmon is not only delicious, but it's also packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for your heart and your brain. But what you might not know is that salmon also contains a type of collagen called marine collagen, which is especially good for your skin and joints. Even better, salmon is easy to prepare. You can bake it, grill it, or even add it to salads. And if you're not a fan of cooking fish, canned salmon is just as nutritious and super convenient. I like to keep a few cans in my pantry for quick, healthy meals. Another food that's fantastic for collagen is chicken. Chicken, especially the darker meat and skin, is a great source of collagen. Now, I know some of us have been told to avoid the skin, but a little bit here and there can actually be good for you, especially when it comes to supporting your joints and skin. And don't worry, there are plenty of ways to enjoy chicken that don't involve frying it. Try roasting a whole chicken with some herbs and vegetables, or make a big pot of chicken soup. Not only is it comforting, but it's also a great way to get more collagen into your diet. So far, we've covered bone broth, salmon, and chicken, 3 simple, tasty foods that can make a real difference in how you feel. But we're just getting started. There are a few more foods that are just as important, and I can't wait to share them with you. As we move forward, keep in mind that small changes in your diet can add up to big benefits for your health and happiness. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body and support your collagen levels, so don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you. Now that we've talked about these first 3 collagen-rich foods, let's take a moment to think about how you can start incorporating them into your daily routine. Maybe you'll try sipping on some bone broth in the morning, or add a salmon salad to your lunch rotation. Or perhaps you'll make a big batch of chicken soup to enjoy throughout the week. Whatever you choose, remember that you're taking an important step toward healthy aging, and that's something to feel good about. And just as we're getting comfortable with these ideas, there are even more delicious options to explore. Next, we'll look at foods like eggs, berries, and leafy greens, each one bringing its own unique benefits to the table. But for now, take a moment to think about how you can start adding more collagen-rich foods to your meals. You might be surprised at how easy and enjoyable it can be. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress, and every little bit helps. So, as we move ahead, let's keep the conversation going and discover even more ways to support our health and happiness as we age. So, now that we've talked about bone broth, salmon, and chicken, 3 foods that can really help support your body's collagen levels, let's keep the momentum going with a few more delicious options. You know, sometimes the best things for us are the simplest, and that's especially true when it comes to eating well as we age. So let's dive right in and discover some other foods that can help keep you feeling strong, flexible, and full of life. Have you ever started your day with a couple of eggs? If so, you're already on the right track. Eggs are a powerhouse when it comes to nutrition, and they're especially good for collagen support. The yolks, in particular, contain a nutrient called proline, which is one of the building blocks of collagen. And the whites? They're packed with protein, which helps your body repair and maintain all kinds of tissues, including your skin, muscles, and joints. Eggs are also incredibly versatile. You can scramble them, poach them, or even add them to salads and sandwiches. I like to keep a few hard-boiled eggs in the fridge for a quick, healthy snack. And if you're worried about cholesterol, don't be. Most recent research shows that eggs can be part of a healthy diet for most people. Just enjoy them in moderation and savor every bite. Now, let's talk about something sweet and colorful: berries. Berries like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are not only delicious, but they're also packed with antioxidants. These little gems help protect your skin from damage and support your body's natural collagen production. Plus, they're full of vitamin C, which is essential for collagen synthesis. I love adding a handful of berries to my morning yogurt or oatmeal, or just enjoying them as a refreshing snack. And if fresh berries aren't in season, frozen ones work just as well. They're just as nutritious and can be a real lifesaver when you want something sweet and healthy in a hurry. Speaking of vitamin C, let's not forget about leafy greens. Foods like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are loaded with this important nutrient, which helps your body turn the protein you eat into collagen. Leafy greens are also rich in other vitamins and minerals that support overall health, like iron, calcium, and magnesium. I know some folks aren't huge fans of greens, but there are so many ways to enjoy them. You can sauté them with a little garlic and olive oil, blend them into smoothies, or add them to soups and stews. I like to keep a bag of pre-washed spinach in my fridge. It makes it so easy to add a handful to almost any meal. And if you're feeling adventurous, try making a big salad with a mix of your favorite greens, some berries, and a sprinkle of nuts for crunch. It's a delicious way to get more collagen-boosting nutrients into your day. As we're chatting about these foods, I want to remind you that healthy eating doesn't have to be complicated or restrictive. It's all about making small, positive changes that add up over time. Maybe you'll start by adding an extra serving of greens to your dinner, or swapping out a sugary snack for a handful of berries. Or perhaps you'll try a new recipe that features eggs or salmon. Whatever you choose, you're taking steps toward better health, and that's something to celebrate. Now, as we've covered eggs, berries, and leafy greens, we're already halfway through our list of collagen-rich foods. Each one brings its own unique benefits, and together, they can make a real difference in how you look and feel. But there are still a few more foods to explore, each with its own special role in supporting healthy aging. As we move forward, let's keep the conversation going and discover even more delicious ways to nourish your body and keep your collagen levels strong. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress, and every little step counts. So, let's keep exploring these tasty, nutritious foods and find even more ways to support your health and happiness as you age. It's really amazing how many everyday foods can make such a big difference in how we feel, isn't it? We've already talked about bone broth, salmon, chicken, eggs, berries, and leafy greens, all simple, delicious choices that help support your body's collagen and keep you feeling your best. But we're not done yet. There are a couple more foods that deserve a spot on your plate, especially if you're looking to age gracefully and stay active. Let's talk about nuts and seeds. Now, you might not immediately think of nuts and seeds as collagen boosters, but they play a really important role in healthy aging. Almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds are all packed with nutrients like zinc and copper, which help your body build and maintain collagen. They're also full of healthy fats and protein, which are great for your heart and your muscles. I love keeping a small container of mixed nuts and seeds on my kitchen counter for a quick, satisfying snack. You can also sprinkle them on salads, yogurt, or oatmeal for a little extra crunch and nutrition. Just a handful a day can make a big difference, and they're so easy to add to your routine. Now, let's not forget about citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are famous for their vitamin C content, which, as we've already talked about, is essential for collagen production. But citrus fruits also bring a bright, refreshing flavor to your meals and snacks. I love starting my day with a glass of fresh orange juice or adding a squeeze of lemon to my water. And if you're feeling adventurous, try adding some citrus segments to a salad or using lemon zest to brighten up your favorite dishes. Citrus fruits are a simple, tasty way to get more vitamin C and support your body's natural collagen making process. As we near the end of our list, I want to mention one more food that's often overlooked: beans. Beans like black beans, chickpeas, and lentils are a fantastic source of plant-based protein and fiber, and they also contain nutrients that support collagen production, like zinc and copper. Beans are incredibly versatile. You can add them to soups, stews, salads, or even make them into dips like hummus. I like to keep a few cans of beans in my pantry for quick, healthy meals. And if you're not used to eating beans, start with small portions and see how you feel. They're a great way to add variety to your diet and support your health as you age. Now, as we wrap up this part of our conversation, I want to remind you that healthy aging isn't about following a strict diet or giving up the foods you love. It's about making small, positive changes that add up over time. Whether you're adding a handful of nuts to your snack, enjoying a citrus fruit with your breakfast, or trying a new bean recipe for dinner, every little step counts. And the best part? These foods aren't just good for your collagen, they're also delicious and satisfying, which makes it so much easier to stick with healthy habits. As we move forward, let's take a moment to reflect on all the wonderful foods we've talked about so far. From bone broth to beans, each one brings its own unique benefits to the table. And while it might seem like a lot to remember, the key is to keep things simple and enjoyable. Try adding 1 or 2 new foods to your routine each week, and see how you feel. You might be surprised at how quickly these small changes can make a big difference in your energy, your mood, and your overall well-being. So, as we continue our journey toward healthy aging, remember that you're not alone. There are so many of us out here, making small changes and supporting each other along the way. And that's what makes this journey so special. It's not just about the food we eat, but the joy and connection we find in sharing these healthy habits with others. Let's keep the conversation going and discover even more ways to nourish our bodies and our spirits as we age. You know, as we've explored all these wonderful, collagen-rich foods together, I hope you're feeling inspired and maybe even a little excited to try some new things in your kitchen. It's amazing to think that simple, everyday foods, like bone broth, salmon, chicken, eggs, berries, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, citrus fruits, and beans, can have such a powerful impact on how we feel as we age. And the best part? None of this is about deprivation or complicated rules, it's about adding more good stuff to your plate and enjoying the journey. Let's take a quick moment to bring it all together. We started with bone broth, a comforting, nourishing staple that's packed with collagen and minerals. Then we talked about salmon and chicken, 2 protein-rich foods that help support your skin, joints, and muscles. Eggs came next, with their proline and protein, followed by berries and leafy greens, both bursting with antioxidants and vitamin C to help your body make more collagen. Nuts and seeds brought in healthy fats and important minerals, while citrus fruits added that bright, refreshing vitamin C boost. And finally, beans rounded out our list, offering plant-based protein and even more nutrients to support healthy aging. Now, I know it can feel a little overwhelming to consider changing your diet, especially if you've been eating the same way for years. But here's the thing, you don't have to do everything at once. Start small. Maybe this week, you'll try adding a handful of berries to your breakfast, or sip on some bone broth in the afternoon. Next week, you might experiment with a new bean recipe or enjoy a citrus fruit with your lunch. The key is to take it one step at a time, and to be kind to yourself along the way. Every little change you make is a step toward better health and more vibrant living. And don't forget, healthy aging isn't just about what you eat, it's also about how you feel, how you move, and how you connect with others. So as you try these new foods, why not share the experience with a friend or family member? Invite someone over for a healthy meal, or swap recipes with a neighbor. Food has a way of bringing people together, and that's one of the greatest joys of life, no matter your age. I also want to remind you that it's never too late to start making positive changes. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your body is always ready to respond to good nutrition and self-care. And while we can't turn back the clock, we can make the most of every day by nourishing ourselves with delicious, wholesome foods. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these collagen-rich foods before? Do you have a favorite recipe or tip to share? Leave a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Your experiences and ideas can inspire others, and we're all in this together. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more tips on healthy aging, delicious recipes, and practical advice for living your best life at any age.